Hey everyone, and welcome to the final installment of our EUIPO trademark series. So far we have covered some basic EUIPO history and guidelines, as well as European trademark registration and trademark protection. Now we are going to move on to a more controversial topic that has been rocking the EU for quite some time, the Brexit exit. How will Brexit affect EU trademarks, seeing as the UK will no longer be a part of the EU? Let's find out. First off, what is Brexit? Brexit is the withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union and all of its administrations. One of those administrations is the European Union Intellectual Property Office. This withdrawal means huge changes in the intellectual property structure. First of all, what is going to change? The answer? Almost everything. EU trademarks are protected in the EU. This means that while previously your EU registration gave you protections in the UK, this will no longer be the case. Only a UK trademark registration will be valid in the UK. What if you've been using your EU trademark to do business in the UK for some time? That usage is considered to apply to the EU only, and it's as if you were never in the UK in the first place. If an EU applicant would like to claim that they have been in use to the EUIPO, then they must have been in use in one of the EU states, not in the UK. The EU courts will no longer have a say in how infringements and other trademark disputes are settled in the UK. European Union injunctions will only apply to EU states and not to the UK. Measures related to infringement acts that occurred before the withdrawal date will be dealt with by the domestic UK courts instead of the EU courts. In short, the EU and the UK are washing their hands of each other in terms of trademarks. The UK Intellectual Property Office, or the UKIPO in relation to the EUIPO, is like Canada's CIPO to the United States USPTO. They are mutually exclusive. Still, there are one or two things that will stay the same between UK and EU trademarks. First of all, English will still be one of the official languages of the EU and the EUIPO, and will still be a valid language in which to file your EU trademark. It is possible for an EU trademark application filed as of the withdrawal date to be rejected or invalidated on absolute grounds for refusal on account of its meaning in English. This can also apply to relative grounds for refusal, such as likelihood of confusion. There will also be no need for a UK applicant to the EU to hire an EU representative, unlike other countries that are foreign to the EU, such as Canada. However, for legal proceedings, an EU representative will be needed. One bit of good news is that your EU registration or pending registrations in the UK will not go to waste. They'll be able to cross the pond, so to speak. From the exit date, the UKIPO will begin the process of cloning registered EU trademarks into UK trademarks with a UK serial number including a fixed UK 009. Pending trademarks will have a window of 9 months from the exit date to apply with priority rights for a UK trademark. The best part is they will be able to keep their original filing date and therefore enjoy protections earlier on. Of course, all decisions are subject to further changes as negotiations continue. The Brexit exit date has been pushed off again and again and again. While there is a defined date at the moment, one can never tell if Brexit will take effect at that time. But brand owners should stay on their toes and start filing for UK-specific trademarks soon so that the changes will have the least effect possible. And that concludes our series on EUIPO trademarks. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact our offices to have a chat with our team. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.